No one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
Hi, I'm Lucy from the Black Isle in the north of Scotland. I think my favourite moment from the shows at the Weekender this year would have to be the first outing of Chill Out Tent on the Friday night. Everybody knew it was coming, but the sheer joy in the crowd, my husband specifically, and Craig, the band, everybody was just super hyped. And it was just lovely to be part of that. And obviously that deep bass vocal of the guest vocal really just added to it as a memory, I think. Best moment outside the show, honestly, just kind of getting together on the Thursday at the welcome event, seeing everybody again for the first time in a year. I've had a bit of a rough year. I've been fighting cancer, and just to be well enough to be there at all was just brilliant. The stars all seemed to align, so it was just such a great way to kick everything off.
Hey, Lucy, this is Gasper from the Hoodrat Recap podcast. And from all of us here, we just wanted to say, this one's for you.
Hey, I'm Josh Kaufman. You're listening to the Hoodrat Recap podcast.
There was that whole weird thing with the horses. I think they know exactly what happens. I don't think it needs any explaining. I'm pretty sure it wasn't your first choice. I think I was the last one remaining. Now I wish we hadn't gone and destroyed it, 'cause I was thinking we could pull another Weekender if you still got a little bit of clairvoyance.
We got bored, so we started a podcast about the best bar band in the land. Man, this is the Hoodrat Recap, and we are back. We are your steady stream of the unified scene, all the news and reviews of the band that you love and we love, and we're covering them they're over in the land where they said Chicago seemed knackered last night, isn't it? Okay. Hey, everybody, this is Stage Right Mike on the mic, and I can talk hold steady all night. And when I like to talk hold steady heavy, I throw up the rat signal, and just like that, the Hood Rat Pack has assembled. And hark, that can only be, I can see him ziplining now in his Austin Powers costume that looked like it probably fit a lot better in Halloween 2012. It's the unified scene's very own King of Queens, Gasper. Gasper, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, man. But Kevin didn't join us for this one. So it just doesn't feel the same to do the Freddie Knuckles. So we invited a third mic. Our friend Beth from Vermont is going to take Kevin's seat, and I think it would only be right if Beth does the Freddie Knuckles.
So how are you doing today, Beth?
I'm doing pretty good, Mike, but you know what? Trying to get people to call me Hyacinth Bouquet.
Why is that, Beth?
Because I'm keeping up appearances.
Yeah. How is that working out for you?
Not so good, Mike. People keep calling me Hyacinth Bucket.
All right. Beth's showing me up there. Kevin's going to have a ton to say.
That was a really British one. I don't know if Kevin's even going to know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Very nicely done, though. So, in addition to Beth, we have our buddy Dallas and Hurricane Jess joining us for the episode. And we're going to be talking about the Weekenders. All three of you actually are back from the Weekenders. So tell us all about it. How was it?
Oh, it was incredible, as always. I mean, they just get better every year. I know that we've literally read everyone say that everywhere, but it does get better every year. More people come over for it. More people come back who we might not have seen for a couple of years. And I feel like everyone loves it more every year. And yeah, it was just awesome.
Dallas, how was it for you?
I think I had something planned, and then I heard Jess kind of go on about it. And I think she's absolutely right. It was the best one yet. It was the biggest one yet. It was packed wall to wall with stuff to do, and it didn't feel overwhelming because there was so much stuff to do. You know what I mean? Like it could have been a completely different, like, oh, I have to be here, I have to be there. And it's like, oh, like, I'm going to meet up at the meet and greet, and then I'm going to go to this to Storytellers. Like, everything you were looking forward to, right? I thought the meet and greet was a really nice touch, kind of loosened everybody up before we then had to go sit down and be adults, which worked better for some of us than others. I'm sure I did great, but yeah, this was a great trip. I'm sure we'll expand on all of that.
Beth, what do you remember most from the weekend?
Actually, one of my best memories from the weekender is the first night, that Thursday at the Dome, and I looked behind and I knew everybody in the row behind me, and Dallas here put his hand on my shoulder and said, "Beth, we're at the weekender," and it was just
wow,
just a beautiful moment.
I gotta say, I had a lot of FOMO. It looked like you guys had a really good weekend.
Yeah.
The set list looked amazing. And Beth, you recruited a bunch of people to do speak pipes for us as well. So Mike was very excited.
And some were just rolling in right as we push record here. So we haven't even listened to them yet. So
yeah. So that's true. Actually, we haven't. Usually, we listen to them before we start the show, but we hadn't had the chance. So we're going to be doing this live with the rest of you guys, and I think I'm just going to kind of pepper them in as we go. So I'm going to play the first one now. This one is from our buddy Al Sorter in the UK, winner of the lanyards contest. Actually,
Hello, no one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
Hey, it's Al from Cambridgeshire, here with my memories of the weekender. I think my favourite musical moment of the weekend was Saturday night's Chill Out tent, where they had 10 people on stage, including Hannah from Aint, James Walburn, who added a fourth guitar to the band, something that totally was needed. And the horn steady. It was a great energy up on that stage, and in the crowd as well for it. Favourite moment outside the gigs? A Sunday night at Quinn's. Dave from Glasgow was after thoughts about Stay Positive for a project that he's got going, and yeah, told him some fairly personal stuff on that, but it was a really nice memories. So yeah, I think that's all I've got for that. Thank you. Bye.
Al brings up something that, like, I've seen it floating around the Facebook group the whole weekend, and like, if you guys could explain this a little more, because everyone kept talking about the fourth guitar, and I know he addresses it there, but like, what was that? What was the fourth guitar?
Are you asking the make and model of that guitar?
No. That'd be nice if you had it. It'd be nice if you.
Yeah, I think it was an SG, if I remember correctly.
So it's basically someone joined on Chill Out Tent and was playing a fourth guitar, essentially?
Yeah, and Al said his name in that speak pipe. I love Al, by the way, and I can't remember what the guy's name was, but he was from the Stranglers.
The Pretenders.
Okay. Pretenders. I think he did a lot of stuff. Look him up. I think he did both. Or I'm full of shit. Edit that. Hold on. Never mind.
Keep it in.
You can't allow me to. You can't let me know there's an edit option. Yeah, so he came out and did. I don't remember what song he did with them. He did Chill Out Tip vocals, and then he stayed around for, was it Hoodrat?
Oh wow.
Let me check. Hang on.
Whatever song was after is what he stayed for. Obviously, he didn't time travel, but
yeah, it was Hoodrat, and did he also stay for DJs?
Yeah, he stayed out for DJs as well.
Okay,
he had such stage presence as well. He added a lot. You noticed he was there. He wasn't kind of blending into the background. He was having so much fun. It was. I mean, I couldn't really see because I was in the pit, but I could still feel his presence, and yeah, he was having a great time. So that was a lot of fun.
Awesome.
I don't know that he was supposed to stay for DJs either. I think that they were just. I really think they were just having fun up there.
Right.
And then he just kind of keyed off of it and stuck around. That's the way it looked, at least. And if they were faking that, then they did a great job.
Nice. So what does that do to the sound, like adding a fourth guitar into the mix?
I'm certain that it made the sound bigger, but I did not notice it. We were all losing our minds about what we had just seen because that was 2 nights in a row of chill out tent with different folks for some of us.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so we were kind of like, are you kidding me? They're doing this again, but it's different because last night's was so amazing. This is how's it, it was really great.
Right.
So I don't know that I noticed a sonic difference.
Okay. One of the things I did notice is that because we're doing Boys and Girls in America, it's the 20th anniversary of it, you're getting these songs that you don't get all that often. I mean, they kick off the night. The first night was the Storytellers show?
Yes.
Okay. And so they kick off with Arms and Hearts is the which is, I maybe heard that 2 or 3 times, and all the times I've seen the Hold Steady.
Yes.
Which, I mean, it's an awesome song. And there was another song played that they said had never been played before since they wrote it. And I'm trying to remember.
Teenage
Liberation.
Yeah.
Teenage, right, exactly.
I was sitting with Rob Porter, and I can confirm that he lost his mind.
Wow.
It was really good, and they played it again, I think, another night. So.
And didn't you guys get Boston, too, at one point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never heard that live. Never.
I've seen it in Boston, but it was
they've only played it like 3 times, yeah.
Yeah, they played it in Boston a bunch when they played it.
I think it was one Massive Nights they played it at. I think I've seen it.
Oh.
I think it was on their Friday night. They played Arms and Hearts, then for Boston, then Teenage Liberation. And it was just like, whoa. Bam, bam, bam. Like, it was so good. Just, like, yeah, incredible.
Right. I remember thinking like, wow, they're playing all these songs, and then like thinking about it where it's like, well, of course they are. These are all the bonus tracks from that record.
Yeah.
So I look forward to seeing the future Boys and Girls in America celebration shows so that I can join in on that fun. Beth,
yes.
Tell us a little bit about the Storyteller show.
Well, I'm the interviewer, so I'm supposed to be asking people about the Storyteller show, but I will tell you that Arms and Hearts with Franz's coming in with his harmonies was just incredible. I'm looking at the set list now, and the Rockin' Citrus that they were kind of playing on and off all weekend, it's just way more of a rock song than you would have thought with a sing-along part. So.
Really?
It stood out to me.
Yeah, because that's usually a pretty quiet song.
Yeah, I was just referring to it as Rockin' Citrus. There was the jazzy Charlemagne that everyone loves lately. Cal Expo, which had some shout outs to the Grateful Dead.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they said something about when the band came out to US Blues, and I was like, I gotta message Mike Lonchar about that. Curves and Nerves, my friend Kat really lost it a little bit to that one too. Yeah, it was a nice, it was a seated show. So the whole row behind me was like Jess and Dallas and just a bunch of faces that I knew that I hadn't seen in a year. So it was just a really nice event.
I was super excited to hear Epaulette's mid-third song. They just whacked in Epaulettes on the Storytellers. And I was like, what? Because I love that song. As soon as I hear it, I'm like, yeah, it's such a like hype up song for me. And I was, you know, we were sitting down and I was like, I want to jump around. I want to shout. I want to cuddle all the people around me, you know. And I want to like, you know, point my fist up in the air. And I was thinking, I really hope this is a warm up.
That was some energy that you wanted to be up and dancing.
Totally. But thankfully, spoiler alert, we got it again later in the week. So I got my redemption. I was able to like scream and shout and jump around for Epaulettes. So that was awesome.
Epaulettes was also really interestingly placed, right? Because like she said, it was early, but you have to kind of catch the vibe on this is that a lot of people had gone somewhere before they got to the Dome. And so you get to the Dome and you walk in and they opened with Arms and Hearts, which just blew everyone away, right? And so it was set there, and then they played Cutters, and everyone loves Cutters, and probably, I don't know, I should probably check the stats before I say that, but I assume a lot of people have seen Cutters. I've seen it, you know? And so then Epaulettes just to be that third one was like, what the hell? Like, we're not even here yet, you know? Like, we're barely, like, we're not settled. I mean, it was great. I'm not complaining, but it was certainly unexpected. I will echo that.
Cool. So now when they play Epaulettes during a Storyteller show, is it more toned down? Is it changed at all from how they normally perform it in a main set, or is it basically just Epaulets as you know it?
Everything's toned down and treated differently, so it doesn't necessarily mean toned down like in the way that probably sounds, right? They might play some of the songs a little bit more rocky, but the dynamics of the song are different. And so you'll have a little bit more drive, but it's on a different voice on Franz's synth, or it's on, softer guitars or something along those lines.
Gotcha. Okay. But not like a reimagining like in the way that Charlemagne is done. No,
I wouldn't call it that. I don't think anyone else would. It's just played on a different setup, is really what it is.
Gotcha.
Wasn't there also a problem like Steve's pedal board didn't arrive or something? So he was playing Sam's pedal board on Thursday night? Is that right, or am I making that up?
Oh, wow.
I don't remember because I was just staring at his guitars the whole time because Steve was playing Telecasters. And if you've ever heard Steve talk about guitars, Steve's really happy to play Telecasters.
Right.
And he hadn't been a lot in the Hold Steady. So he was amped up about that the whole weekend and talking about it. And when he wasn't talking about it, you could tell, it's an attitude thing whenever somebody's really stoked on what they're doing, and you can tell.
Hello, no one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
Hi, this is Fiona from Cheshire. My favourite bit of the shows was hearing Boys and Girls in America in full. It's an album that means a lot to me. It's probably my most listened to Hold Steady album over the years. And it meant that we got to hear some songs that we don't get very often. I'd never seen Chill Out Tent, for example. And yeah, it's just full of bangers, and it was wonderful to hear it in full. My favourite part from outside of the shows was winning Jonas's quiz and enjoying the ensuing bookfast.
Hi there, it's David from Glasgow. Just back from another wonderful, wonderful weekender. Phenomenal experience. Massive love for the scene. The scene has almost become of equal appeal to the band. So many great people from all over the place existing in such a fantastic, positive way. Great range of activities across the weekend, official quizzes, unofficial quizzes, big up Jonas, sound checks, everybody going to things, doing things. It's almost like you work in an itinerary, and it's great. Big fan of the Quins after show gatherings. Very funny note from the Sunday this year where landlord clearly was not expecting the whole scene to descend for a third night and only had one member of bar staff on. That was a schoolboy error. In terms of songs and shows, loved all the shows, really like Dingwall's. Blackout Sam on a Saturday night will always be my favourite. Always. I love the subtle changes in songs. Stevie Nicks no longer screwing soccer players, but doing something significantly more colloquial. Southtown Girls with all its fills and flourishes that are not on the record. And Stay Positive when it starts really rocking out at the end, like pinch harmonic. Plus, we didn't get ill this year. There was no mass COVID event at the Weekender. Love to everybody, particular love to the Quins Wrecking crew. And I'll leave you a wee bit of wisdom from Fiona from the crew, who said beautifully, I always thought I'd join a cult. I'm just glad it's this one.
Nice. So, yeah, he brings up something that Mike Rave also posted in the positive posting group. So the lyrics got changed to Stevie Nicks, and I'm guessing this was to make it less American. So instead of she got,
Yes.
Oh, the soccer player.
He wrote tapped, but I think the one is screwed, isn't it?
Yeah, it's screwed.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So he
maybe they said tapped. That could be a UK thing.
No, they said fucked.
Yeah, fucked by football players.
Like they do every year. You can leave that in. Don't cut that. Just leave that in.
The F and F. Okay, I like it.
I think that's much more UK appropriate. Fucked by football players.
Gotcha. So the second point that Mike Rave brings up is, did he add air quotes to stuff in addition to business as he normally does? He gives a few different examples, actually. So he says there's business from Sequestered, but then Listen to Your Records in We Can Get Together was also done in air quotes. And there was another one. I think he says he doesn't remember. He says he clocked the third one in real time. And it was one at the Electric Ballroom, but damn it, I can't remember the song lyric right now.
Yeah, I commented on that. It's actually Charlemagne got caught up in some Complicated things.
Complicated things. Okay.
And he wiped his nose.
So that one I could see. I could see that working. Like, so the listen to your records thing. Like, where do you think he's going with that?
Oh, he means having sex.
Have you not seen that before? Use your imagination.
I've definitely seen him do that before this year, I'd say.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
That's like quotes around Netflix and chill.
Yes.
Same thing. So have they played at the Dome before? Or is this your first time there, guys? Or have they played it before?
Yeah, they did the Storytellers there last year, I believe. And that was the first Storytellers, was it?
Yes.
Last year, yeah?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
That was the first Storytellers last year, and it was at the Dome. And you may or may not have heard the story of a pint that was kicked over on the floor immediately upon walking into the Dome. I had nothing. I had nothing to do with it, but I was nearby.
When you say for a Storyteller show, do you mean ever or in England? Because I think it might be ever.
Pretty sure it was billed. I think it was billed as the first ever. Like not expansively billed that way, but just kind of, hey, we're trying a new thing.
Right. So tell us a little bit about the Dome, like as far as like layout and stuff. Is it just the ideal place to have a Storyteller show, or is it just a nostalgia of going back to the same club, do you think?
I mean, I think it's perfect. It sounded really good. There's a big long bar so that Howard can line up all the pints all along the bar and deliver them to the rows. So there's like two aisles of seats. It's like pretty standard layout. And then Mosh Pit Josh is at the back with the merch. One thing that was a little bit shocking was it's the biggest queue for the women's toilet that I've seen so far in the Dome, which was shocking but exciting. Like, yes, we love to see it. But yeah, it was great. It's a good venue, and there's loads of good pubs nearby. Obviously, also it was close to the Junction Tavern where they had the lanyards get together beforehand, which was really fun. I think it just worked well, and they know it, and they know they can get the stuff to sound good there, I guess.
Gotcha. So there was a lanyard. When you say there's a lanyards meetup, like, was that a lanyards meetup that you guys planned, or that was a band sanctioned event?
That was an official thing.
Oh, this is the first I'm hearing of that.
Yeah,
what was that like?
Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about a little bit earlier. It was I guess it was basically when doors opened for the show. If you were lanyards, you could go to this meet and greet, drinks and snacks sort of event at the Junction Tavern. Is that what it's called? Well, it was really cool. It was really cool just to kind of walk into a place, not know anything about it, and then look around and kind of just be around a bunch of people or at least vaguely know. So like, oh, like I bet I'll see, so and so with them in a minute. It was a very interesting introduction to the weekend, and I thought it was a really neat thing to do. And the Lanyards band club or membership or whatever you call it, like, so far has opened up a few pretty cool opportunities like that.
That's awesome. That's something I hope they continue to do, actually. That would be kind of fun to do in Brooklyn, actually.
It's a bit like how the Black Heart usually is on a Friday, where you walk in and you're just surrounded by this sea of people that you love. And if you don't know them, you're going to know them in a minute. But if you do know them, you love them. And like, it's just like coming home. So that was really nice.
All right, so you do the Storyteller show, and then does everyone turn out to a spot afterwards, or what happens next?
There was a pub next door called the Boston Arms that a lot of people.
Oh, okay,
because it's just right next door.
Cool.
And Dallas fell in love with a doggy there and spent like an hour talking to the dog.
I did, and I'll send in a picture of the dog if you guys need it for the podcast, of course. The dog's name was Magic.
Cover art.
The dog's name was Magic, and she was sat there with a really kind gentleman named Brennan. It was awesome. And our whole group ended up kind of sitting around and talking to this guy that was in there by himself. And I think he had a great time with it. And I think that was kind of magical,
Awesome.
I do like that the London scene has more of a cohesive hangout beforehand than Massive Nights does. I like that it starts at the Buck's Head and then everyone goes to the Black Heart. And I think the best thing about the Black Heart is that everybody was asking about it on social media and everyone was like, yeah, it's really loud and hot and we all hate it. And everyone's like, well, why do you go there? And everyone's like, I don't know. But maybe Dallas wants to talk a little bit about the
It's
magic of the
tradition.
Black Heart and seeing all those friendly faces.
You know what we British are like with our tradition? Where we're like, somebody went there one time and put it on the group, and now we all go there. And you're totally right. It's too loud. It's really hot. There's loads of like actual like Black Heart people that go there all the time looking at us all like, why are you in our pub? But it's just the place. It's like one of my favorite parts of every weekender is walking in and seeing everyone. And actually Ben and I were there first. So we had the pleasure of sitting there on our own and watching the place come alive with the unified scene. It was magical.
The Black Heart's the greatest place in the world. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. The first weekender I went to, I kind of looked on my map for like, hey, punk bars near where I'm going. It's kind of what I always do when I go to a place. And that came up, and I said, all right, I'll go kill time there before the gig. I didn't know anyone. And I met Chris from Virginia, who I now basically hang out with the entire trip, every trip. And I met Davey from Scotland, and I met Renee from
Netherlands.
I don't know.
I think he's from the Netherlands.
Holland, Netherlands, yeah. I didn't want to get that wrong.
Right.
But no, like that's how I met anyone that I now know over there, because Black Heart's perfect, you know?
When I had been to the Weekenders, I think it was Jess said, "Oh, we're all meeting up at the Black Heart," and I'm like, "Okay, I'll find this place."
No.
And I found it particularly hard to find. It's like on like a side alley type thing.
It doesn't really have a
cobblestones
there's
outside. if I
a
remember.
heart that's black, and you're supposed to know because you're cool.
That's what it was. There's no sign.
Right, it's like a heart.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's black.
And I'm like, where the hell is this place? And then like, oh, the black actually like picture of a black heart. Got it.
So
They're too cool.
If you're
Too
looking
cool to have a sign.
if you're looking for the Black Heart, either walk through a drug deal or just walk till you hear heavy metal, and you will be at the Black Heart. It's almost guaranteed.
And you would think at this point, because it's the Black Heart's been a tradition for a few years now, and the Weekenders is always the same weekend in March. So you would think the regulars would be like, oh, these guys again. Like, they got to see you coming, no?
You know,
You'd think so, but they still seem shocked every single time.
We do have a habit of taking over a room, though, don't we?
Yeah.
it's all you guys. I've got nothing to do with it.
Hello, no one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
This is Lacey from Brooklyn, and my favorite portion of the Weekender 2026 would be sharing confetti with people that weren't familiar with the confetti portion of the show, or if they were familiar, they just hadn't done it before. That was pretty great. My other favorite part of the Weekender was going to see Paddington the musical, but that may not count.
I think that counts. I think you could throw that in there. So, how was the confetti game the weekend?
It was good. I
actually felt like there was less confetti than usual. Confetti? Confetti.
My favorite part of handing out confetti is when you try to hand it out and people think you're trying to give them drugs. It's a very experience. You hand them this bag, they look terrified.
So, Beth, you mean the entire time you're doing it then? Is that what you're talking about? Or is that just the thing?
You just take the baggie and you're passing it around and they're like, oh, no, thank you.
Abstain.
Yeah.
That's true, because you're sitting there with your little plastic
baggie and you're like, well, it's some, and they're like, what the fuck?
I will have to say, I don't want to be critical of the unified scene, although all things deserve criticism. There was a little premature confetti this trip.
There was.
Yeah.
Just random.
Every
It
night.
happens. It can happen.
Also, the second confetti is like not really as much of a thing here. Like, we're all for the confetti at Hoodrat, and then at killer parties, everyone's a bit like, we've already done this. Why are we doing it again? So that's also a different thing. So all the Americans are like, yeah, confetti, and all the Brits are like, chill out, guys. What are you doing?
They shot their load already.
Yeah, exactly. One time is enough for us, apparently.
I just don't think we get enough opportunities to throw confetti in the States, so we will take any
Yeah.
opportunity we get.
I just want to make sure you guys heard Mike's little excerpt from his X-rated podcast that he slid into that conversation there.
Wait, what was it?
He goes,
Oh, you guys heard it. I just said everybody shot their load the first time.
Yeah, but like,
yeah, there's premature confetti. Yeah.
20 minutes ago, he told us he was going to make an X-rated podcast, so I thought he was just workshopping.
Warming up.
You think just another one, not just one. I'm just kidding. I'm just serious. No, okay.
All right, so now moving on to night 2, the first night at the Electric Ballroom. Let's get into that.
Now, and I don't remember, do they do walkout music in England? I thought they did.
Do. Yeah. It shows in the set list. They came out to Girls and Boys by Blur. They tried to do a Boys and Girls.
Oh, wow.
Every night, so.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
And all these Brits were singing the Blur, and I'm like, I don't know what's happening. I know the chorus. I don't know the whole.
Everyone loved Blur. It was great.
I have all their greatest hit. I have all their albums. Okay.
Yeah, I think I could name one Blur song. That's
Girls and Boys.
And it's that one, yeah.
I don't think Jess is taking kindly to this slander.
I did totally have a Blur phase when I was a teenager, but I'm trying to, hold it together.
So, Jess, take us into night 2.
Okay, so we walk in, do the whole shebang with the cloakroom. And I feel like Electric Ballroom's kind of our spiritual home of the Weekender, because that's where all the main, the main stuff is going on. And we always come back to it. So obviously getting the drinks in, getting our spot. We always end up left side, so in front of Franz near the front.
Boo.
And
Red.
I know, sorry guys. That's a legacy thing. I'm not going to take a personal stance. That's a legacy thing from when I got adopted by my little gang, and that's where they stood. So I just followed. I don't want to make any political statements here.
I got to say, originally I was a Frandside guy too, which had a lot more to do with the layout of Brooklyn Bowl. Because on that side of the room, there's that little alcove that kind of gets cut out, and it's the perfect place to stand. It's like the secret spot. But then Tad Side, Rad Side started, and I'm like, well, I want to be on the Rad Side. So
yeah, I'm still calling the left side Galen side, Whalen side. But
as an interviewer, can I ask our guests here what they thought of that opening band, because they were pretty incredible.
Oh, yeah, we're totally skipping the opening band. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to ask, I guess I'll ask Jess what she thought of the opening band and little granddad, old granddad, young granddad.
Let's check what they're called before I start talking about them.
Because they were
they were called like Little Granddad?
Something
I think it was Little Granddad, yeah.
Diminutive granddad.
Small granddad. Yes. Pocket-sized granddad. Okay, no, it is
kid.
Little Granddad.
But they were, yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, so we got into the ballroom, the spiritual home of the Weekender, and Little Granddad opened up, who were awesome. I feel like there was a consensus that everyone was like, yeah, these guys are awesome. Everyone was loving it. They were even like, oh, I think this is the best crowd we've like ever had. And they were really excited about the response they were getting, which was lovely. And everyone was ready for the hold steady after their sets. That was awesome. And then Girls and Boys by Blur came on, and the classic, flashing of the light, which everyone gets, is like it's starting. It's so exciting. Yeah, Girls and Boys got all of us going, which was awesome. And then they blasted and we were stuck between stations. And I think at that point we all knew we were in for a whole album play, which we all knew was coming, but it's still so exciting. You're going to get everything all the way through, and obviously keeping your fingers crossed that you're also going to get all the B-sides. So yeah, I mean, this sounds really unappreciative, but I even though we hear it often, I still just love You Can Make Him Like You and Southtown Girls. So even, I know they're not the deep cuts that we don't get to hear, but just hearing those makes me so happy. And then we got Status, Arms and Hearts for Boston, Teenage Liberation. Oh, amazing. Like, it was such a treat. Brilliant.
Jess, why don't you describe the guy's voice who sang on Chill Out Tent?
The guy who sang on Chill Out Tent, if anyone's been to the Weekender and has spoken to me on a Sunday, that's what he sounded like, but way better because I sound awful. But the guy's voice was incredible. It was so deep. It was almost so deep that I couldn't actually hear him from the pit, or somehow my ears kind of had tuned out. But it was such a different take. And I think it had some mixed responses, to be honest, but I loved hearing it, hearing a different version of it. I'm interested to see what you guys thought.
Yeah, it was phenomenal. We were all looking at each other, just jaws on the floor. Like, we're hearing this like baritone kid with the curly top haircut, just beautiful voice, being one of our favorite songs, and it's blowing all of our minds. It was so good.
And the woman who sang the female vocals as well was perfect. Her vocals were like spot on, brilliant.
Yeah, I talked to her at Quinn after the show, and I was like, man, you like started it and then saw how excited everyone was that you were doing it, and then like kind of exploded into your performance, and it was really, really cool to watch. And she was like, oh my God, like you saw the way that went. That was so much fun. And I was like, we couldn't have been any happier to have you. It was amazing. And you were killing it. But then when you got like that, that instant feedback that is only in those kind of rooms, like she took off from there, and it was amazing.
Awesome. And they were from Little Granddad, who did the Chill Out Tent, or
two of them from some band that I hadn't heard of. I apologize for that. I didn't do my research as a interview.
Just comp that in, like whatever.
Right, whatever it was. Just have my voice be like
whoever they are.
No problem.
So now you guys got Dream Down by the Water. Now, is this the first new song you guys got all weekend?
No, there was some on yesterday. Thursday.
That's right, yeah.
The Cal Expo and one other.
Yeah.
Dream Down by the Water, I think, was my favorite one. It sounds so good. It's like, I can't even describe it, but it sounds awesome.
Yeah, I'm so curious to see what happens with the new songs, because they've been so adamant about, like, this is not the record. Even though they played all of the new songs at Massive Nights this year, it's when you talk to them, they're like, well, no, these are new songs. It's not a record. So, like, what does that mean? Because when you go through those songs and you hear them, like, and we heard them pretty clearly during the sound check thing, like, there's clearly a through line with a lot of these songs. They're talking about the same characters and stuff. So, like, you would think they're all together, but does that mean there's more to come? Does that mean that they might just change? I'm very curious to see what happens with that. And I would like them to.
Yeah.
Agreed. I really want to hear these new songs again.
I mean, they definitely seem to be excited to play them. They haven't been shy. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a band play new material that's unreleased as often as they are. I mean, this is going on about a year now that they've been doing it. So it started in Philly, right?
Yeah, I mean, I know that since LA, I haven't seen them without them playing at least two new songs. And I say new, right. Two of those newer songs, some of them for the first time, but they're really, at the very least, they're working them to get them roadworthy or whatever, or they worked them to get, you know what I mean? Like, because they're real songs at this point. They're not just, hey, we're trying something. I mean, it seems that way.
No, for sure. For sure. It'll be interesting to see what they wind up doing with them now. So, Jess, getting Hurricane J in an encore, does that elevate that song to a whole nother level, or is it just because it's your song?
You just reminded me, actually, that when that came on, Jonas was right at the front, as he always is, right behind Lizzie, probably shirt off, as always. As soon as it started playing, Jonas turned around, saw me, yanked his hand through, the few people between us and pulled me to the front, right in the front. So I was literally stood in front of Craig, and then just like we were all just, yeah, it was amazing. I never really go front and center because I like being right in the, the craziness. But yeah, he yanked me forward and we just like sang our hearts out to it, and it was amazing. And I think everyone around, I couldn't see because I was obviously at the front, but I think everyone around me was like pointing, and Craig was pointing. It was so much fun. It was such a fun end, well, not end, but like almost end to the evening, was that. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I didn't even really associate with myself much before until I started actually going to the Weekender, and obviously I rocked up as like a 22-year-old like student, and everyone was like, "What are you doing here? What's going on?" And so that obviously became my nickname. But yeah, it was awesome.
Now, Dallas, I know that's a favorite of yours as well, right?
Yeah. It's one of the best songs I've ever heard. And it was amazing there. And I'm sure because you've seen it before, I got that big stupid surprise look that they played this song that I knew they were probably going to play at some point over the weekend. But it was all 100% like every time I hear that tune, it's such a good song, the lyrics I feel like cross through so many familiar places for so many folks, and putting it that late in a set always rules to me, because it's a good late in the set song. You kind of got to know the players to hear that song and like that song, and then they followed it with Entitlement Crew, which is just like, hey, I hope you guys are ready to party because you know what's next, and that was great. It was a really good sequence for an encore.
Nice. Yeah, Hurricane J is one of the songs that, like, on the record, it's a good song. It's just not my favorite. But live, it takes on a whole different thing. It really does.
Just listen to it more on the record. It'll be your favorite.
I mean, I listened to all of them. But
I feel
they are all on.
I think I gave her
frequent
Brahms
repeat.
last time I was in the train. Did I? Did you guys hear that?
Yeah, I know. I heard.
Yeah, shout out to Kevin. Shout out to Kevin for giving it gold. You guys suck.
I was thinking of you guys when I said that. I was thinking of you. I was like, oh no.
Hello, no one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
Okay, Little Rock Lizzie back. I had a second outing that I really liked with friends. So me, Kat, Beth, Ken, and Rob from the Quinn's Brecking crew first went to breakfast. After breakfast, the proper English breakfast, we went to the Canal Museum where we ran around and read about all different types of boats that went down the London canals, culminating in our new band and a picture of us that's going to be on the album cover that's called Staring with the Fishes. It was a really cool jaunt to the museum, and I wouldn't have done it with anyone else. Wonderful, wonderful people, and I'm thankful to know them. Okay, last one, promise. Lizzie from Little Rock here. I just wanted to clarify one of the comments that I made while talking with Dallas and Stephanie, where I said that the US shows were kind of boring. I meant that in the way that the crowds are awesome, but the vibe just isn't the same for this chaos demon that they are in London. I thrive on the chaos, and I just don't get that in the US, but either which way, I'm always super happy to get to hang with my chosen family and see my favorite band.
Awesome. And Lizzie, I think it sounds like you might have sent in a second one and we only received the first. So I apologize for that. But she brings up a good topic to talk about, and we'll throw this one to Dallas.
The Canal Museum.
Well, yeah, sure.
Great
but
topic.
just the things that you do, the things you do at these events
Right.
that are not like hold steady events, because that's one of the best things about going to these weekends, wherever they are, is that you get to check out a part of the city that maybe you didn't check out. So, like, was there something you did, Dallas, that maybe you haven't done before going to London? Because this is how many trips now for you in London?
Let's see. This is probably, how many weekenders have there been? 10? 9?
I think 9.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Okay, then this is like my 8th weekender, I think. And I had been to London once before that. But the great thing about London is that you could go a million times and still see a London you haven't been to yet, right?
Right.
This trip, I went to the Natural History Museum with Chris
Ooh.
and Davey.
Cool.
And we went after a gig where we had all tried to make sure that there was no shortage of barmen paying their rent the night before. So it was a great place to be. Just a nice, cool museum, except that it was Kids' Day or something. And so there were like 10 million people in there. And it was very difficult to get around, but it was still awesome. We saw a lot of cool stuff. And then to skip a little bit ahead, but on the same topic, I went to Manchester on Monday, and I had never been to Manchester. And that was really, really cool. I went to the National Football Museum there, which was phenomenal. They had an amazing collection of stuff there. Everyone there was so happy to be working there, and you could really tell it, like they were just football fans that were working at a place all about that. So that was really cool. And then Manchester was gorgeous. I just walked around that whole city for probably 5 hours without any destination, just stopping and looking at things that were awesome, or going to parks. Whenever I saw a park, I just stopped at every park, and it was gorgeous.
Cool.
Awesome.
So now, Jess, you live in London now. So
Yes.
it probably doesn't have the same effect. I mean, I know when Mike comes visits me in New York, I always feel like I never show him anything because we never really go anywhere.
I see a ton of your basement.
Bowl.
What else do I need?
Yes. Is there any place you like to go, like that's weekend specific for you, or is it just pretty much another day in the city?
Well, I only recently moved, so it's still all a bit of a novelty to me. But yeah, it's definitely different going home because you're not in that kind of lost weekend premiere in at midnight kind of mode. But also being able to, Martin and Katie live really near where I live now. So it was really nice being able to like get an Uber home together and decompress in like a normal way. Martin kept telling everyone at the weekend that every night I would go home and have a bowl of cereal and watch Fawlty Towers, which is true. I just don't know why he found it so funny, but that was like his favorite tidbit of the weekend. So that was nice. But also always me and Ben tend to get together and do something like we've walked around Hampstead Heath, or we just wander around Camden in the morning when most people are like hungover or coming home from one night stands or whatever. Like you just see Camden, like the chaos of like early morning Camden, everyone just like walking around regretting whatever happened last night. That's always quite fun.
And so, Beth, I know you're the interviewer, but I'm going to ask you a question anyway. You and Kat usually get up to some adventuring in London. Was there anything specific that you guys did that really stood out?
Yeah, we actually spent the day with Lizzie. I had a message in my stories from Al Storer telling me I had to go all the way to the Elizabeth line to the end and see this really cool ruins of this abbey called Leicester's Abbey, and it's from 1178. And that was pretty cool. And he told us we had to go because it was the best views and to see the whole city of London. And as soon as we got out there, it was just so foggy you couldn't see a thing. So we thought that was pretty cool. Came like an hour on this line to.
At least it's air conditioned.
There's like a little sign saying that building.
When you walk through the doors at 70s versus 80s headquarters, you need to be ready to take on the controversial subjects of the 1970s and the 1980s.
Like, for instance, Big Mac versus the Whopper.
Who was the better comedian, Evel Knievel or Super Dave Osborne?
Who did it worse, New Coke or Crystal Pepsi? And we also have hard-hitting discussions. I don't know, Brian, I just always hated that song. Remember the year that Titanic came out and you could just hear that Celine Dion, My Heart Will Go On? You could just hear it everywhere?
Yeah, you'd go to the auto parts store, the grocery store, and the proctologist and be playing at all three of them.
The 70s versus the 80s podcast, available everywhere on your beeper. Smartphone.
Hello, no one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
Hello, reporting from the bus from London on our way to Dingwalls. And very excited about tonight, and the weekend has been amazing so far. Shout out to Jonas for the amazing quiz, because we had such little applause from Claire on the bus. We had such a good time. It was incredible. And of course, the band were on form as expected. So I just wanted to say that I'm manifesting hearing Our Whole Lives tonight. And everybody keeps saying it won't happen, but it'd be really funny if it did, and really fabulous. Bye!
So that was Paulina and Claire. I'm not sure where they're from, actually. But so
Midland?
They're from Midland?
Whatever that is. I think they're from the Midlands.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think you're right.
But they bring up, so Jonas, this is his second unofficial Weekenders Weekend quiz, right? Did you guys go to that?
Absolutely.
It's the highlight of one of the highlights of the week.
Nice. That's big praise. So tell us a little bit about Jonas's quiz.
Okay, so it was in Tapping the Admiral, which is one of our other favourite weekender haunts, which I'm sure everyone who's been to a weekender has been to before. But we were outside in the back. He'd reserved the whole outside area for us. And it was a real team effort as well, which was something that's so special about Jonas's quiz. It's like it's a kind of team effort. So he obviously wrote the quiz. People brought prizes, like different people, like, you know, all like gang together to get it sorted, because it was kind of a last minute plan in the end. But it was brilliant. And he added a new round this year, which he called the matchstick round, which was so stressful, where he had a speaker and he would play the opening few seconds of Hold Steady tracks, and a representative from each team would come into the middle, and you had to be the first to grab a box of matches and say what the song was from the first few, seconds, which was fun, and it was heated. At least it was heated for me. I was shaking with adrenaline doing it, but it was so much fun, and it's fun to have all the Hold Steady. It makes you realize you think you know all the lyrics to all of them until he says what precedes this phrase in a song, and you're like, oh my god, I swear I know it, but you just can't place it. But it was brilliant, and so many people turned up. It was another one of those times when you're just surrounded by lots of friendly friends. It was great.
That's awesome.
It's different from the official quiz because it's actually about the Hold Steady.
Right. It's all Hold Steady related.
So all the questions are Hold Steady related. And I was on my way there and we ran into Galen and Bobby and we tried to get them to come. And Galen's like, I'd probably lose. I don't know about that.
That is funny that they all kind of have that same, like, it's almost like they don't know their own band sometimes.
very lyrics heavy, like knowing the lyrics and being able to, like, what city was this lyric set in. And
that's fair, I would imagine. Because if you're not Craig, I mean, Craig has a distinct advantage at that. So I could see that.
Jess was saying they play the first couple seconds. I think she may be exaggerating.
Yeah.
There were some of those songs that people guessed, like, immediately.
Yeah.
And it was kind of mind-blowing because I thought I would have been pretty good at that. And I don't know that I beat anyone on any of those just mentally,
No,
I wasn't even in the hot seat.
I froze when I got up there and it was like I had never heard a song in my life. So.
I feel like in moments like that, you get like I call it record store syndrome, where like maybe you would like go to the record store and like there was things you had in mind, like, oh, maybe I'll get this and maybe I'll get that, and then you get there and there's all the records in the racks and you're like, what did I come here for again? And you
wanted that one song, but that one guy.
It's why I end up with so many Discogs receipts, because I remembered it when I got home and I'll just order it. What an idiot.
Dallas, did you write down the sound check song? Because I don't see them online.
Well, they are there.
Oh, yeah. Hold on 1 second.
Oh, they are? Okay.
Yeah, I've just found them.
Oh, I didn't do it because Chris was doing it. Sorry.
It is on Setlist FM. It was Cal Expo, Arms and Hearts, Teenage Liberation, Sketchy Metal, Stevie Nicks, Sweet Pain, Dream Down by the River, again, banger, and then Malachi and Jessica.
Dream Down by the Water. You got the name wrong in a different way.
Sorry.
Wow, that's some really unique songs. Holy smokes.
One of my favorite soundcheck moments was we were at the quiz and we were with this guy that the Scottish people knew named Handsome Steve, and he was like, "Oh, I don't want to go to listen to people check mic 1, 2," and I was like, "No, that's not what it is. You can be somebody's plus one," and he was just totally blown away. A wonderful soundcheck was. So
yeah, sometimes soundcheck's like one of the best parts of the whole weekend. Really,
I agree. I got smaller crowd and not too crowded, and
right.
It's not like mic check too. Like this guy was thinking it was.
So now getting into soundcheck, who was the moderator?
He's called Giles Bidder from the 101 Part-Time Jobs podcast, which is a bit of a mouthful.
I don't trust those podcasters.
And so, was there anything that got asked that was particularly interesting, or was like a point of interest?
I'm trying to remember, but actually, he was a really good MC. I thought he was one of the better ones that there have been. Like he asked questions to everyone, and he asked. It's like he was an actual fan. He didn't ask. In the past, there's been questions asked that A, we all knew the answer to, or B, we knew that they wouldn't answer, like who's Holly, who's Charlemagne, blah blah, which obviously we're never gonna actually talk about.
Wow.
But he was really good. He asked good questions. I just can't remember what any of them are because it's 20 past midnight.
Hello, no one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
Yeah, hi, this is Rob from Aberdeen, reporting back on hands down the best of the 8 weekenders I've been very fortunate to attend. This started off with meeting Ken, Beth, Kat and Lizzie for breakfast, and instantly somebody renamed us the Quinn's Brecking Crew. Such a lovely start to the weekend. And part of this was me casually mentioning that there was a canal museum around the corner, which we all decamped to and enjoyed learning about canals and sitting in the sun, which was great. Got 2 favourite moments from the shows. First on Friday night when I had my family there, and my son turned round to me halfway through the show and said, "Dad, this is effing brilliant," and ending up arm in arm with him during Sequestered. And apart from that, I would say the 2 songs that really stood out for me in the shows are Epaulets on the Saturday night and opening with Grand Junction at Dingwalls on the Sunday. Such a great weekend.
You know, when you go to these big weekends like this, the nights kind of run together. But what out of this night, does anything out of this night really stand out to you guys?
I was just going to say that there's a lot of talk people don't love Same Kooks, but it was actually pretty good live. It was kind of chatter among the crowd.
Is that a thing that people don't like Same Kooks?
I don't love it.
Okay.
Paul.
I got my Kevin hat on.
She is people.
Well, I mean, everyone has that song.
Yeah,
like
that's
it's
one of mine.
For Kevin.
For Heather, it's Navy Sheets, which is a fairly
Well,
common
that's
thing.
valid. Yeah, I'm the same with magazines. I used to absolutely hate it until I heard it live a few times. And when they start, when the guitars start, and Craig goes, "Magazines!" It's like, yeah, let's go. So now I love magazines.
One of the things about magazines that really made me kind of tune into that song a little bit more is when he revealed that it's at least in part based on a fight that he had with his partner, which is like a kind of a rare, like he never really does that where it's like, this is a personal experience in this song. And like, to me, that just made, it kind of elevated that song where it's like, ooh, there's some truth in here.
Yeah.
I want you to look at or read off or whatever. Like the first 10 songs of this set list are phenomenal. And back to back to back. And then they put number 11 on there and it's First Night, which is another one of those songs that every time they play it, I'm just like through the roof. I can't believe it's happening. I certainly don't believe it's happening when it's not the first night of a weekend, because they are usually pretty on about that, you know? Or if they're going to play it that weekend, you know, they might play it more than once. But I just thought that was such a really, really strong opener. And then they, not that they slow down after that, because it's stuck between stations after that, and then back to the new material again with Malachi and Jessica, which is quickly working its way up the rankings of my songs.
Wow.
The way that it kind of ends, that last 40 seconds of it, and the one time that they say Jessica and Malachi forever, I don't know what it does to my brain, but it scratches that exact thing that I need,
Right.
So how did the UK crowd, how did they respond to these new songs? Did they go to the bathroom or stay or love them or?
Well, the entire time you're in the electric ballroom, people are going to the bathroom.
Well, it sounds like my kind
whether
of
that's
place.
by choice or by cue, because it does get long when it gets long, but it goes quick when it's quick. And so I think that the Saturday night crowd, at least where I was standing, anyone that was leaving was only going to the bar, and the bar was only about 8 steps away, and they were going to be right back and probably walking straight through me with a couple of pints in their hands. But it was a pretty good vibe on Saturday. It was probably a little more crowded than it needed to be.
Yes.
And I don't, I'm not putting that blame on anyone. I don't know if that's people or people can just push themselves into a space that's not big enough for them. It happens all the time.
Howard.
No, I mean like the whole room, right?
Yeah.
That was kind of the whole room that night.
I moved to the back and there was no space back there.
Yeah, Saturday night was hard work. It was great. The energy was amazing, but it was the kind of pit where you can't breathe. That was how packed it was. And even and like Dallas was saying, the first 10 songs, it was just like wall to wall bangers, no let up for a quick kind of breather. It was just constant, it was awesome. But I remember that Jonas turned to me at one point, it was like panting, do you think they're gonna play a slow one now?
Yeah, I mean, and when you look at it, so like you say, the first 10 are all hard driving upbeat songs, and then first night, I mean, it starts that way, but it doesn't end that way.
Yeah.
So they don't really take kind of a breather until song 14.
One of the best songs of all time. Yeah,
right.
That would be right.
Because I mean, Blackout Sam is more mellow. It's a beloved song for sure, but it's definitely more mellow. And then they kind of pick right back up with Hot Soft Light and Onto Unpleasant Breakfast. And so this is definitely an endurance set for sure.
Well, then, with my ADD, I usually notice they love having that perfect 25. You guys got a bonus song. They went to 26. They usually like staying on that nice even 25.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Yep. Encore of Constructive Summer, Chicago Seem Tired, Stay Positive with Mosh Pit Josh, and then Killer Parties. You are correct.
Hello, no one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
Hello, Hoodrat Recp. It's Nick from Southampton, UK. Another great weekender. Music-wise, too hard to call. There were lots of deep cuts, particularly on the Friday. Lots of deep cuts, B-sides from Boys and Girls, but also stuff you just never hear that much, like Citrus. Chill Out Tent was really good both nights. There's some really good guests. I think probably Saturday might have been the best of those, but really a treat to hear Chill Out Tent twice. But I think probably my musical highlight was Same Kooks. I don't love that song on the album, but it's brilliant live, and it bangs so hard. It's really good. In terms of time with friends, I mean, it has to be Jonas quiz. Thanks again, Jonas. No shade on Martin and the official quiz. I actually never get to go to that, so I can't comment because work means I can't go on the Sunday. But Jonas quiz, again, was a beautiful affair. Lots of nice, friendly friends and a really nice afternoon in the pub. But it was all good. Anyway, cheers all. Bye-bye.
So perfect after what Beth said about Same Kooks.
Oh, I was going to interview here about the pub quiz on Sunday. So I heard there was a round of a picture round that maybe you guys could tell me about.
Did you say a picture round?
A round of pictures.
2 picture rounds.
Yeah.
Well, there was a picture round first that had photos of the band guys and some of the band admin staff as children, and we had to try to match who they were then to who they
Oh
are now.
wow.
Which
Wow.
for some of us, or for some of those folks, was very hard. For Tad, everyone had no problem at all whatsoever. And then after that round, there was a unified scene round of essentially the same thing. So there were childhood photos of various members of the unified scene. And we all got to look at them and perhaps laugh at them, and then also try to guess who was who and how some of those folks look so old in old timey pictures, and how Jess's picture was taken on an iPhone 19 or something. It was very weird.
Awesome.
The quiz was awesome as always, and I think we Dallas and I were on the same team, and we still did not do well, even though all of the picture rounds was pictures of our team. So I think all the unified scene of maybe like 70% of those pictures were in the team, so we knew who they were immediately.
And I've got to tell you, we tallied very confidently. And then when the first team put their hand down, we were like, oh, we got this in the bag. I'm pretty sure we were the next team to put our hand down.
Yeah.
So what was the high score? How many questions were there, first of all?
Hang on, let me tell you.
You'll never know.
Well, we scored 76. She says, not proudly. There were 10 rounds, and each round, I'd say there's usually like 100 points on the table or so, aren't there?
Yeah. Is it? You know what? You might be right. I think it is 100 questions, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it
Or
was
100
great.
answers, so it might be less questions, actually, I think is what it is.
Yeah, 100 points.
Well, 76 points out of 100 is a pretty strong showing.
That's what we thought until we heard like 89 or something.
It's a
Is what it
C.
was,
Yeah.
Wow. And so
Wow.
which team was I think I do know this, but for the sake of the podcast, which team was the winner?
Craig's team, which he very humbly didn't really announce at Dingwalls. He said, it doesn't matter who wins. Let's not talk about it. There was a highlight other than the Craig did say during his usual Heaven is Whenever monologue on the Sunday night that he welled up a bit at all the pictures of the unified scene when they were young and the band when they were young, and all of us kind of getting together. So that was really nice.
Awesome. Is there a particular pub quiz question that you remember, like that was really hard or was particularly fun?
Oh, I had a favorite, but because Martin did it, because Martin put it in because shall I ask you the question?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was his round that he always does, which is what connects these things together.
Okay.
And the question is, what film connects the following people together? And the people are Eric Clapton, Elton John, Tina Turner, and who was the last person? Arthur Brown.
All right. I'm not sure who Arthur Brown is, but I'm going to say the Who's Tommy.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, that's pretty good.
And
That's good.
he put that in because it's one of my favorites, which was just very fun. And that was like one of the, I think I only knew the answers to like 3 questions, and that was one of them. I was like, yeah, let's go.
Well, that's the whole trick with these things. Like you put the hive mind together and like everyone has a piece, and it's just a matter of getting in the right hive, really.
It was a very difficult pub quiz this round.
They always are. I
know.
think he puts together an awesome, challenging pub quiz, and they're
Really
so much
hard,
fun.
yeah.
It was a ton of fun.
I was going to say there's a pub quiz tradition where Dallas gets asked to answer a question. And it will be, so let's say the question is, where was Kennedy shot? And then Dallas will have to stand up and he'll say, so tell me, what is your name?
I love
Dallas.
that. I love that.
And where are you from?
Dallas.
And what is the answer?
Dallas.
And then they high-fived, and
that.
it was so cute.
I'm dying to get Kev to come to one of the pub quizzes. He always misses them because he's usually either traveling or working or whatever. But he's been pushing for, even having never attended one. He's like, we need to get them like a belt that they can pass around like as the winner.
Oh, wow.
Like a WWE belt.
That'd be great.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Hello, no one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
Hi, Ken from the Highlands of Scotland here. Weekender 26 is now in the books. I have to say I am still on a massive post-weekender come down. Just the best weekend. So good. Music awesome, as always. The high points for me personally, finally seen one for the Cutters live on the Thursday at the Storytellers show. And on a personal level, we can get together on the Sunday evening was very special. The high points away from the gigs, hanging with the best people. The Quinn's Wrecking Crew, a splinter group of the unified scene, are just top people. And on the Thursday morning, the Quinn's Brekkie Crew, splinter group of the splinter group, met up for a fun-filled breakfast on arrival. Just hanging with the best people in Quinn's, the banter, the crack, the conversation. So good. I don't really want to finish in a downer, but on the Sunday, sadly, I lost one of my dogs during the course of the gig. Not unexpected, but sooner than expected, and I was struggling a wee bit. Unified scene people, you know who you are. You helped more than you know.
So I thought that the Dingwalls show was one of the best shows I've ever been to, maybe second only to the 100 Club last Sunday at the Weekender. So there's something about those Sunday nights at the small clubs. Maybe Dallas wants to talk about the excitement and the rain coming down from the ceiling.
Yeah.
It rained at the show.
It indeed rained inside the show. I believe in the basement of the building is where we were. And I don't know if it was natural or piped in, but there was plenty of condensation coming from the ceiling. Enough that the band mentioned it from the stage. I mean, it was literally raining over the mosh pit, just dripping down from the ceiling, basically. It was pretty hilarious. I was not seated. I was standing in the back, very safe vantage point from an elevation to watch all of it. So I thought it was great that it was happening. No, it was really good. The excitement to that show was amazing. Everyone kind of walks into the Sunday show knowing what they're about to have to do, and that's watch their favorite band blow their mind away for the last time for a few days with the people that they haven't been around. And then there's a year in between them, right? And so Sunday shows have a different weight, a different tone. Everyone's real huggy at Sunday shows, at least in my experience. And that's before, during, and after the gig. It's not just part of the show. With that, I've got to go with Beth. I can't say that it was as good as the 100 Club because that was so special to me, individually. But oh my God, what a show the Sunday show was! And what a way to send us all out,
Awesome. I find the small shows are always my favorite. It was O'Mara the year that I went, and that's still a highlight from that weekend. Tell us a little bit about Dingwalls. What's the layout? What does it look like when you get there? Besides raining.
So Dingwalls is an old, and I don't want to say what era because it'll be older than that because that country's older than that. But it's a very old, large brick building by the canal. So it was a trade center building, right? Like a warehouse of some sort, which is what we'd call it probably. So it's multiple levels. And it's kind of it's 4 or 5 bars, even though it's one bar, right? Because there's an indoor upstairs, and then there's an outdoor patio upstairs, and then there's an indoor outside and an outdoor patio outside, and then there's a little basement offshoot, and that's where the venue is. And like I said, it's kind of split level, so the main floor, where you stand to watch the band, is the lowest level, but then up around it about 4 or 5 feet is all the corridor and the bar and the bathroom access and things like that. And so there's also some places to stand up there, which is how I was watching from that elevated point, not in the rainstorm.
Gotcha.
But it was a great spot, and I think we've done this before, Gasper, certainly, but it was a great venue for you and the group of people that you wanted to watch the Sunday show with to kind of, in a really positive way, kind of break into like little sections. Everyone's together and everyone's still singing along and pointing and laughing at each other. But like everyone kind of knows this is their last time with certain folks, you know? And so that's kind of neat to look around the room and watch. I was certainly doing it. And even looking inside your own group and just like seeing those faces look back at you with that same thought, you know, it's very, very cool.
Awesome. So kind of a bigger, smaller venue then, which is interesting.
Yeah, it was
more breathing room.
It was bigger than 100 Club, certainly bigger than O'Meara, and it also just because the floor was the lowest, the ceiling felt high in it, you know. So you did feel like you were in a bigger hall than you were, which was nice.
Oh, that's cool. All right. So highlights from the night, Jess. What are some highlights from that set?
Oh my God. Let's have a think. I mean, they opened with Grand Junction, which ever since the Grand Junction music video, which they which they used the footage from the Weekender for, I think all the weekend regulars almost feel like that's a little bit our weekend anthem, even though obviously we have the Weekender song. Grand Junction just has some special feeling about it. At least I know that people that I've spoke to feel that way about Grand Junction, and the cinematic kind of like grandeur of the song. It really encompasses everything that Dallas was just saying about, you know, that you're among some of your favorite people in the world and you're not going to see them again for maybe just a couple of months, but maybe another year. And it's just the perfect opener, I think, to that evening. And in the encore, you got to dance with who you came to the dance with, which is another one. Like, I like it in the album, but I don't kind of come back to it purposefully and put it on. But it was the encore. We just had Citrus, we had Lanyards. You had that feeling that Killer Parties was coming, and then Got a Dance came on, and that really stood out in a way that I don't know if it has other shows, but that was awesome, and the energy in the room, and it really, like the rain, which we won't talk about, you know, the actual disgusting realities of the rain. Watching it, I was wearing a grey t-shirt, which is always a mistake at a gig, but I could just see the drips, you know, saturating the grey t-shirt, and I was like, this is disgusting, but also epic at the same time. But yeah, but yeah, that last You Gotta Dance was really good.
I was going to say that You Gotta Dance was a highlight for me too. Yeah. I was having a fun time with the Woo crew.
I think there wasn't a dry eye in the place as usual during We Can Get Together again.
Yeah, I'm really glad you brought that up, because that was such a magical, you know.
If you weren't crying, everyone was kind of deep breathing, trying to hold it together, and welling up. Yeah, which is always that way on a Sunday during We Can Get Together. But it was great.
Hold on, they also played Adderall, and they played Don't Let Me Explode, and then they followed Don't Let Me Explode with Confusion in the Marketplace, which I thought was a really, really cool move, and I wanted to do that again.
Awesome. I love when you get pairings of songs like that just gets you that much more hyped.
I don't think I would have thought to put those two together, but like when they did it, I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to start listening to it this way. This rules. You know?
I'm trying to remember now because it's slipping from my memory, but the song that they pair with Hot Soft Light is one for me.
Construction
Summer.
Construction
Summer?
Construction Summer?
Constructive Summer.
Yeah, Constructive Summer into Hot Soft Light was 2 and 3.
I was saying construction paper. Yeah.
No, they call that constructive paper, Mike.
I just love how, like, when you hear that song coming and it gets you so much more hyped.
Well, and I feel like they work on those transitions a lot, you know, because over the years we get more and more of them. And I know that some of that's got to just be like circumstance, like you're rehearsing and one happens and you go, oh, I got an idea or whatever. But some of that is like somebody otherwise is thinking about that and saying, in the off time and saying, hey, we should try to do this little treat. And it rules.
Yeah.
I love when they do it.
Yeah, and they're so good at like constantly thinking about how to change the show and make it that much more better. It's a lot of props to them for that, for sure. All right, so they packed quite a bit into this weekend. It seems like more in this weekend than kind of ever before. I mean, I know it is a 20th anniversary kind of celebration, similar to what they did in Minnesota. But pretty amazing weekend. I'm very jealous of you guys. So Mike and I have made a plan to next year is our year, Mike, right? We're going to London.
Ooh.
Yep, 2027, baby. It's in the books. No, my daughter graduates high school, so I'm a free man.
All right, so next year we'll be hooking up with you guys and trying to top this year.
Next year at the Canal Museum.
Yes, we're all going to the Canal Museum.
Whoa.
Hey,
And
no
the
joke,
Abbey.
I will go.
Oh.
I will be at the Canal Museum next year. So whoever wants to go, let me know.
All right, cool.
I was going to say, should we touch on the last Quinn's night? Because,
so nice.
Absolutely.
Because Quinn's has become our every night hangout after. You just know, everyone knows where they're going. And especially after Dingwalls, there was something about it that with very little communication, people just flocked in the direction.
Right.
I mean, a lot of people in the wrong direction, but all aiming to get to Quinn's. And yeah, there was something about that last night. Like Dallas said, they weren't really expecting us, so it was dead. Whereas all the other nights we've been, it was packed before the unified scene even rocked up. And on Sunday night it was empty, and it was just us pretty much. And it had that feeling of we're all going home and we're all kind of reminiscing on, even though we're still in it, we're still reminiscing, and we're talking about the good old days, which were 2 hours ago. And
it did play a bit out like a graduation party,
But so much cuddling and, I've got to go back to wherever the hell everyone's come from, and just being so grateful for each other and the weekend. And yeah, it was just lovely.
Awesome. I remember when the last night when I went to Quinn's when I was in London, and I didn't know about Quinn's, and it wasn't like an advertised thing. People clearly knew to go, but it was Gottlieb was there, and I was saying goodnight to him, and he was like, "You're going to Quinn's, right?" And I just knew that, like, oh, well, now I am. Yeah. Where's Quinn's? Follow me.
Yeah, you're so right, because the first time I went was because of you, because we were together. And he said, "You're going to Quinn's, right?" And we were just like, "Yeah, of course we're going to that place. You know Quinn's." And then like furiously Googling, like, what the fuck is Quinn's and where is it?
Well, I had never been to Quinn's, but I had an amazing time.
Yeah,
that was your first time?
Yeah, I don't drink, so we usually just come like one night per weekender. And
yeah.
So after, I still had a great time, even though I wasn't drinking.
Yeah.
I feel like there was more of that this year too, which I think is probably positive.
Yeah. That would be quite an interesting thing to talk about. Is actually Nick from Southampton just put something on Facebook. I haven't read it yet, about his first sober weekender, and this is my, I think, third sober weekender now. And I know, Beth, you don't drink. Kat doesn't drink. Lizzie doesn't drink.
Right.
I don't know if there's anything there, but I feel like it's kind of interesting, considering I feel like the scene either drinks really heavily or they don't drink at all, which is kind of an interesting dynamic.
Yeah. I think I've told the story before. Like, after Nashville, I made it a point. I drink at shows. It's not that I don't, but I make it a point to, like, I'm not going to swing for the fences. Like, I'm going to have a couple and try to be clear for the show because I don't remember the Nashville show, and it still pisses me off to this day. I know Dallas was there because I know we said hello, but that's all I remember.
Is there something specific you're annoyed that you missed, like a song or something?
Not particularly. It's just that you fly all the way someplace to go see a show, and like I want to see the show. It's the whole reason I'm there, and I was very mad at myself for missing that set.
In the end, only the girls know the whole truth. In the end, I bet no one learns a lesson.
I want to thank Dallas and Jess for joining us and giving us a great wrap up of the weekend. So thank you guys so much for being on the show. Beth, thank you so much for filling in for Kev and being our third mic. You're definitely welcome back anytime Kevin's got stuck going to work. You could definitely come back and be third mic again.
Kevin's job's in jeopardy now.
She's less crabby.
The crabby's funny though. We need the crabby.
It is. It is funny.
It is nice having a break, though. I'm not going to lie. All right, but that's going to do it for us. We want to thank you guys for being here and thank all you guys for listening. Kevin is usually the one to say this, but we all definitely mean it, that like we see the growth of this podcast from episode to episode, and we so appreciate the community and you guys for listening. So thank you so much. And so if you are looking for our social media or past episodes, the best place to find those are our Linktree, which is linktr.ee/the Hoodrat Recap. And you can also find us on the website, which is thehoodratrecap.com. And we got to pepper in all these awesome voicemails throughout the episode, which really made Mike happy. So, Mike, why don't you tell people where they could send you even more voicemails? Like, where would they do that?
I'm still distracted because Jeremy just fucked up the whole soundbite for you. But anyways.
God damn it, Jeremy.
But
Jeremy has spoken,
yes,
right?
the speak pipes. You guys heard them, all those beautiful voices. Well, I didn't really hear them, but you guys heard all those beautiful voices. I mean, they all sounded great. You just send in a speak pipe. We got a little link on the show notes. Click on that, speak into it 90 seconds. 90 seconds not long enough. Leave 2 or 3 speak pipes, and we will play them on the show. Oh, and Luke left a beautiful speak pipe. It didn't fit in with tonight's show. So, Luke, we talk about your speak pipe for about a half hour, and that's going to be on a future episode, so don't lose heart. So keep sending those speak pipes in.
Awesome. And so this would be the part where I take us out, but some of you, maybe some of the newer listeners, don't know that the way we end this show was from Dallas's first appearance. So Dallas, I'm going to ask you to take us out and do the outro.
Thanks for listening, everybody. We are all the Hoodrat Recap Podcast.
Killer party songs, killer.
I said I feel like I should mock you. Just like be really mean to you like Kevin.
I gotta say, it's kind of nice to have a break from it.
You fucking idiot.
All right. So, no, can I be Kevin for a second? So you guys think this is long at 1 hour and 45 minutes. It's not like the Scream 7 podcast that Gasper and Kevin just did. That was 2 hours and 40 minutes.
That did go on forever.
True story.
It did go on forever.
You thought you understood the movie, but something's still watching.
At the Or Is It Movie podcast, we uncover hidden meanings, buried clues, and truths that refuse to stay dead.
When the story you were told isn't the whole truth, we find the real story behind the story.
The Or Is It Movie podcast. Listen, If you dare.